Merry Christmas, everybody, if you're celebrating today. If not, happy holidays, and I hope you have a safe and pleasant holiday season. Today, we have a recap of my favorite pickups that I've had this year. So, we're ranging from the PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5. There is some PS5 in there, which is kind of surprising to me, but we're just going to have a recap of my favorite pickups for the year because I think it's very nice to get a little grounded and actually have a little look and see what I've actually picked up, my favorite highlights from the year, because it has been an utterly insane year for pickups and just an insane year in general. And before we even get started into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who supported the channel throughout 2024. It has been insane. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching me and actually, listening to somewhat what I've got to say, and I appreciate that so much, more than you could ever know. So it's just a quick thank you before we get into the video, and I love you guys. But if you haven't actually, subscribed or liked the channel or liked the video, feel free to do so down below because it's insane. We are on the road to 1,600 subscribers, so we're getting there slowly. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Like I said, I want to be going through the best pickups or my favorite pickups of the year because it has been it's been crazy. It's been a long one, but it's been insane. I've added so much good stuff behind me, as you can see. There's obviously all my PS4 stuff, my PS3 stuff, a couple of the PS2 heavy hitters up there, but you will see that there's a couple missing. There's good reason for that. I'm not going to lie, there is a good reason for that. They are in this list. So I think I've got about 8 games that I want to showcase and actually just highlight my points and feelings about them for this year. Some of them are insane deals I managed to pick up on like Vinted or eBay. Some of them hold a more precious place in my heart. And yeah, it's just a nice way to recap, and it's a Christmas special, so let's get into it. I think we have about 8 games. So we've got 2 on PS2, 1 on PlayStation 5, 2 PS3, 2 PS4, whatever that is. I think that's 7. Not 100% sure on that one. But the first actual pickup of this video that I want to showcase and recap is not actually a game or anything like that. It's equipment. And with this bit of equipment, it has allowed me to actually do what I really, really want to do, especially going forward into 2025. It's been very busy recently, so I haven't been able to do much of it. It is what it is, really, because it is Christmas. So yeah, it's one of those. But it is the Elgato Game Capture. This is the HD60. But this thing has been an absolute godsend and a lifesaver. It really has. It's allowed me to do streaming, which honestly I enjoy so much. The streams I've done recently over the last like 2-3 weeks has been insane, and I've enjoyed every single second of it. It's been fantastic, and this thing has allowed me to do that, although it was a pain in the backside to actually get set up and actually get everything working with the PlayStation 3. It's probably more so because of the PlayStation 3 than anything, but honestly this has been an insane pickup for me this year. It really has. This was quite cheap as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was like 30 quid, maybe a little bit more, £35 with postage or fitted. But yeah, utterly insane. Now that everything's set up and now that we can do stuff, insane. I love it so much. So we're starting off with PlayStation 3 apparently, because that's how the list of games or the pile of games is actually stacked. So here we are. So with the first one for the PlayStation 3, this holds a very dear place in my heart because I love the franchise. I love everything to do with it. Some people, is a little bit marmite with the films and stuff nowadays for some people, but I'm a kid at heart and I absolutely love them and adore them. I'm currently rewatching the whole series of films. So for like the 100th time, I just love them. I think they're really good. I haven't got around to actually playing the game yet, or the games in the actual series, but we're getting there slowly. I'm very looking forward to it. Very looking forward to it. What English is that? But the next game on the list is Transformers War for Cybertron. Now, I want to get Fall of Cybertron as well. Just haven't got it yet, as you can clearly see. But this one is meant to be really good. Same with War for Cybertron. Those 2 games, the Transformers series, is meant to be the best ones in the series. I want to get Devastation as well on the PS4. I know that there's a PS3 version of it, but I'd rather get it on PS4 just for ease of access more than anything. But the Transformers series and a franchise as a whole holds so dear to my heart. I absolutely adore it. Like I said, it is a little bit Marmite, probably with the films and that with some people, but to me, I'm a kid. I grew up with Transformers. I love it so much. I really do. And I'm so happy to have this in my collection. This was quite a recent pickup. I say recent, last couple of months or so. This was a CX lottery. If you haven't watched the video, go check it out. It's on the channel. I'll link it down below. But yeah, this is insane, and it does hold a very special place in my heart. And I think it was around 40 quid ish. I don't think it's moved too much since. But yeah, Transformers. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to get War for Cybertron as well and actually start playing these games in the new year. This is high up on the backlog list. So yeah, Transformers War for Cybertron, absolutely. Thank you very much. So my next PlayStation 3 pickup is another game that I have wanted for so long. And I did a CXRE once again. I will link it up here if you haven't checked it out. But spoiler alert, it was pretty good. So, it was pretty good. This is a game that I've been looking for a very long time. It's just been going up and up and up in price, especially with PlayStation 3 prices rising quite a lot this year. Um, this was no exception to that rule. I think it started life at around 25, £28 this year. It's now around 45. I believe it has gone down in price a tiny bit, a smidge, just a smidge. But this is Pain. Now, I did another CX lottery on this, and I got super lucky. It's in incredible condition. It really is in great condition, complete with the manual, everything like that. In, it's really good. I haven't actually had the time to actually play this game yet, but it's a game that I really want to stream. So if you want to look forward to that, let me know down in the comments if you would like to see it, because this game is really fun. It's just a fun game. It is. Um, but it's one of those PSN games that got a very limited physical release. So it's one of those games where inevitably in the future it's just going to get more and more rare, which will mean it will get more and more expensive. So I decided to bite the bullet when I did, and yeah, I don't regret it whatsoever. This is one of the most sought after PS3 games that I wanted. There's about, I think there's about 10, maybe 15 left on my most wanted PlayStation 3 game list, which I'm hoping to hit off next year. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we do it. Hopefully, if they're not going up too much in price. But Pain, yeah, it's fantastic. Another PlayStation 3 game. I could have picked a lot of PlayStation 3 games. I decided to pick just two from each sort of platform or console. So Pain and Transformers are my picks for my most favorite, or cheap pickups for the PlayStation 3. There's a lot of cheap ones that I got, but these two utterly amazing games, utterly amazing. So that recounts my top picks for the PlayStation 3 that I picked up this year, with Transformers, War for Cybertron, or War for Cybertron. There you go, and Pain. I never know which one it is, because you got Fall of Cybertron and you got War for Cybertron. Like their names are so similar, it's insane. But and Pain. So these two games are quite expensive. I think they're around £80, £90 for the pair. But I got very lucky on the CEX lotteries with these two, and these are my top picks for my PS3 pickups this year. So as we come into the PlayStation 4 pickups, we have another two, like I said, and obviously if you look behind me, there's quite a few I could actually pick up and actually choose from, because apparently I've been adding PlayStation 4 games probably as much as PS3 games. Like, it's insane. It's probably like one for every two PlayStation 3 games. Like, it's getting that way, and I don't regret it whatsoever, because the PS4 is a great system to collect for, especially right now. I've said it countless times. Countless times. It is in such a good price point, and hopefully these two games actually show that as well. Yeah, it is. If you want to get into like collecting video games, especially like somewhat modern games as well, because you can get a lot of good stuff on the PS4, indie stuff, JRPGs, everything, genuinely everything you can get on the PS4, which is fantastic, and the prices are pretty good. They really are. They're at a really good really good spot at the moment. So consider it. So my first pick for the PlayStation 4 is a horror game, and it is probably one of my favorite ones in the last like 10 years, I would say. It really is that good, especially the first one and the DLC for that. Second one, not so much. And I haven't actually played the third one, but I think it's more of like a I think it's more, what is it, like a PvP, like multiplayer game. I think a bit like um Dead by Daylight. I think it's like Dead by Daylight. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I haven't played it anyway. So this is Outlast Trinity, which comes with Outlast Whistleblower DLC, and Outlast 2. Now, this cost, as you can see, £18 at one point. I believe it went up to around 25 at some point, and I think it's roughly down to £22 now. So it hasn't gone up too much in the last year or so, because PlayStation 4 prices have gone like up a little bit, but Outlast Trinity is still fairly cheap. And to me, the Outlast games are absolutely fantastic. I know some people will either love them or hate them. I really enjoyed them. I've played them a lot with my friends, especially like back in the day as well. And we would just have get-togethers and literally play the living daylight out of Outlast, because it was what we did. It was fun. It was scary. Yes, it is a sort of running away simulator, but I enjoyed it for what they are. I do. They're really good, and I think it's a staple for any PS4 collection, especially horror genre. You should have. So for 18 quid, Outlast Trinity is absolutely fantastic value. It is. It comes with Outlast 1, like I said, which is the best. Outlast Whistleblower DLC, which isn't too bad, and Outlast 2. I didn't enjoy Outlast 2 as much, but they're still pretty good games. I have to say, they are pretty good games. And for 18 quid or £20 or however much it's going to cost you, you can't go wrong. And this is one of my favourite pickups of the PS4. I could pick so many games from the PS4. I picked up quite a lot, but this one makes my list for my favourite PlayStation pickups for this year. 18 quid, not too bad at all. My next PlayStation 4 pickup is another CEX lottery. And because apparently I love CEX lotteries on this channel, because who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? I do. So this one is another PS4. This came, I think this was quite recent. I say recent again. It's probably about mid-October, so I've had it a couple months now. I haven't played it just yet because I'm an idiot, and I've been playing a lot of other stuff recently. So here we are. It's still very high up on the backlist list. It's probably just behind Transformers because it looks so good. It looks unbelievable. I've seen so much gameplay on this game. It looks right up my street. And to be fair, it is kind of like a horror game ish. I would say, to be fair, it is, yeah. Um, and this was, like I said, a CX lottery. I got very lucky. It came complete with like the art book, I believe it's got in here as well. But that game is, or game should I say, might give it away, Inside and Limbo. Now, if you haven't actually seen too much gameplay on this game, please go look on YouTube. There's so much just gameplay and reviews and trailers and stuff, which will do it justice more than what I will. But I'm looking forward to playing this so much. I believe it's like one of those games where it's like this will go up in price. It will. It already has since I bought it. I paid 20 quid. I have seen it up for 30 quid. I think it's around 25 now. But again, this is my probably my top pick for the PS4 system this year. I'm looking so forward to playing these games. I've heard so much good things about it. I've seen so much good things about it, and I can't wait. Genuinely cannot wait to play these games. And Inside and Limbo, if you haven't seen them, check them out. Check it out, like I said, check out some reviews. That'll do a far better job of explaining what it is than me. But yeah, £25 paid or £20 paid, but a £25 game. Yeah, like I said, the PS4 is in such a good spot when it comes to value for your money. Yeah, insane. So these two games wrap up my PlayStation 4 top picks of 2024. We have Outlast Trinity and we have Inside and Limbo. So for the pair, I think you're not going to get too much change out of £50 ish, give or take. But yeah, utterly insane. I didn't actually realize I picked kind of two horror games either, but it's what I collect really mostly. So that wasn't too much of a surprise, I guess. But yeah, some utterly amazing content and titles here. They really are. Again, if you haven't actually looked at Inside and Limbo, please do. It's well worth the time and effort. Outlast Trinity is a fantastic game as well. Don't be put off. I enjoy Outlast for what it is. I really do. But yeah, these are my PS4 top picks for the 2024 season. So What do you guys think down below? Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. We're on our way to 1600. So when it comes to PlayStation 5, there is only one contender for me, and that was a recent enough pickup when it came out in October, end of October-ish. It has to be just this. It really does. It can't be anything else because I haven't added that many PlayStation 5 games whatsoever. I think it's like 3, maybe 4 to choose from this year. So my choices were limited, all right? So, but this was no exception to that, and it's probably one of the rarest items apparently that I own in my collection. So go figure that one. But this is the Silent Hill 2 HD. I was going to say HD remake. No, it's not. Silent Hill 2 remake. This is the steelbook. My game's over there. If you don't believe me. Um, yeah. Apparently, this steelbook is utterly ridiculous in price, which I've just found out recently. I think for the steelbook itself, you're looking at like 70, £80 with no game at all, which is crazy to me. Utterly crazy. It is a rare steelbook. I think there's a when I searched, there was only about 2, maybe 3 on eBay, and they were going for astronomical prices. They really were. But as you can see, technically, I'm not lying. It cost me a penny. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 remake was 59.99. This was a penny. Makes £60. So I paid £60, obviously brand new for it. Came from game. I got lucky on the day. I've said this story before. I got lucky. Right place, right time. Really, essentially, that's all that was, which was pretty cool. And obviously, I haven't took it out of the cellophane it came in yet properly. It's not obviously like sealed or anything, but it's just to give it a little bit more protection, really. But for this, the game is absolutely insane. I love Silent Hill 2. The game, they did so well with the remake. It just makes me want other companies to do better with their own remakes. But here we are. I digress. Let's not slander any other companies. It is Christmas after all. So yeah, Silent Hill 2 as a pickup for the PS5 this year. It was only ever going to be Silent Hill. Let's be realistic about that. I've only added like 3 games. I have Resident Evil 4 Remake Steelbook, which was very close to being on this list, but you know what? Nah. Silent Hill 2, absolutely. It is a gorgeous steelbook, but I didn't realize it was worth as much money as it was, so stay tuned for that. So we've done PS3, we've done PS4, we've done PS5. What does that leave? That leaves PS2. I haven't got any PS1 games in this list because I've only added like 3 games. If I did have to choose, it would be the Need for Speed that I added because it's a game that you don't really see too much. And I got a pretty good, decent deal on it. I think it was like 15 quid I spent, and it's around 25, £30 game. It's about half price. Pretty cool. But coming back round to the PlayStation 2, this first one is a vintage pickup that I got super lucky for. It's around a £45 game anyway, but I paid like a tenth of that, just over a tenth of that on Vinted. I got very lucky. It is in fantastic condition. It really is. The disc on this is, yeah, like I will just get out just for my own sake. It's got like barely any scratches whatsoever, especially for a PS2 disc. But that game in question is Def Jam 5 for New York. This game, again, like I said, is around a 40 to £45 game. I paid £5 plus postage fees on Vinted for it, so it was around 7 or 8 quid, and that was that's probably what I want to say, like June or July time. I really do. But I got super lucky with this. At the same time, I bought Simpsons Hit Run, the Black Label edition, and the Platinum edition in like the same sort of like 2 or 3 day period, which is crazy. But this is probably like my most like cheap, expensive game, if that makes sense, that I bought this year. I don't think there's any more that have gone up astronomically in value, or they were at the time of actually buying. But this is a great game to have. It is a fantastic PS2 game. It really is. I love the Def Jam sort of series. I've got 50 Cent Blood in the Sand on PlayStation 3, which I'm looking forward to actually playing. But Def Jam is really cool. I've got Def Jam Icon as well on the PS3, which I haven't actually seen too much on. I have no idea what that game's about. If you know, let me know down in the comments. But Def Jam 5 for New York is one of my PlayStation 2 pickups of the year. of course, that comes down to the last PlayStation 2 pickup of my choice. Now, of course, there is only ever going to be one PlayStation 2 pickup that is going to take the crown, and eagle-eyed among you will probably see that there's a game missing from the top shelf. I wonder what game that could be. Well, that is Project Zero 3. Now, when I bought this game, it wasn't as expensive as it was now. It has gone up astronomically since I purchased it. This was another CEX lottery that I did in the summer. I reckon it was just, I think it was end of July ish, somewhere there. And I love the Project Zero series. I love my horror games, especially on the PS2. They did it absolutely fantastically on the horror genre on the PS2. However, other people do know that as well, and the games have gone up so much, so much. Now this is the most expensive game in my collection, and I paid about 100, I believe, with manual at the time. It's now 165 quid with manual, and it shows no sign of slowing down whatsoever. That is the most expensive game in my collection by a country mile. By a country mile. I'm very happy to own it. It is in very good condition with the odd nick here and there. Complete, obviously, of course, with the manual. It's in great condition. It is. I'm very happy to have it. Um, it's a shame the other two horror games I really want on the PS2 has gone up tenfold since I probably should have bought them, but it is what it is. It gives me something to work for and to look out for in 2025, which I will be covering in a separate video. So, Project Zero 3 has to be the best PlayStation 2 pickup that I've had, or especially the most expensive one. That's insane. Luckily, I paid vouchers for it at the time, but even so, £165 for that is utterly bonkers. But it is a good game. So, guys, as a 2024 pickup recap video of the year, say that when you're drunk. Merry Christmas. What do you guys think of my own personal picks for my favorite pickups that I've had this year? I honestly think there's some absolute bangers. I've got very lucky this year. I really do. I really think that. Silent Hill 2 obviously is the only PS5 pickup that I could ever put in this video. That has allowed me to achieve something that I would never thought I could possibly achieve, so I'm very grateful for that. Obviously, this was like my most cheap to expensive pickup that I've had this year. That's my most expensive game currently that I own. Obviously, my two favorite PlayStation 3 pickups, utterly insane, and some absolute cracking PlayStation 4 value. Honestly, the pickups, I could have chose 15, 20 games to look through today, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do at least 2 games per system, apart from PS1. Sorry, PS1. But yeah, I think I've just got incredibly lucky this year, and I'm very thankful for that. So, guys, that was my recap of my favorite 2024 video game pickups. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and consider subscribing. It's been an utterly insane year. Like I said in the intro, it's been probably mostly thanks to you guys. It's been insane, and I love doing what I'm doing. It's hard sometimes with a full time job, but we get it done and we make time for it, don't we? That's what happens. Exactly. I said this video will come out on Christmas Day. It's going to come out on Christmas Day. It might come out on Christmas Eve. So if it does, you'll see it Christmas Eve. Who knows? It's going to be one of the 3 days. I haven't decided which one yet. But yes, guys, honestly, I just want to say thank you so much. And I am wishing every single one of you a very happy Christmas. If you celebrate, if you don't, have a safe, happy holiday season. Honestly, just stay safe out there. Enjoy your time with your family. That's all it's about. It's just spending time with your loved ones and having fun and staying safe together. Yeah, from my house to yours, a very Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Again, if you've enjoyed it, be sure to drop it a like, consider subscribing to the channel. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Merry Christmas.